Welcome to the first episode of the Squirrel's Den Coaches Show. I'm Brent Nelson, sitting alongside Travis Lamar, here in the Bank North Theater on the campus of Central Cass.
The Squirrel's Den Coaches Show is new this year in an effort to help showcase our athletes in a new type of media. We'll record an episode each week, recapping the events that unfolded and look ahead to the new week.
We'll have Coach Tommy Butler on alongside with some players to help recap the week's performance and to help us look forward to the next week's opponent. On tonight's episode, we'll preview the 2019 Central Cass football team. All right, Coach Lamar, give me your thoughts on where you think our team is sitting going into fall camp.
Well, I think it's going to be a scary yet exciting year at Central Cass for the football team. You know, scary in the fact that we really only bring back 4 kids with starting experience. We graduated a ton of seniors who really have been the backbone of this program since they were sophomores, some of them playing as freshmen. So when you start thinking about what your starting lineup is going to be, you really don't know going into fall camp, where the last couple years we knew who our center was, we knew who our guards were, we knew who was taking snaps under center, what our backfield was going to be, what our wide receiver core looked like. And right now we don't. Looking forward, though, I think the thing that makes it so exciting is that these kids have been waiting for their chance, some of them for the 3 years, to really go out and showcase what they can do. And I think we're going to surprise some people. This is a very athletic team. They put in a ton of work this offseason. And I think at the end of the year, people will be pleasantly surprised with the efforts that we're going to put forth and the success that will come with it.
So fans will see a lot of changes with our team this year, along with our region, which has some new yet old opponents. What are your thoughts on the new look AA?
You know, it's a good change. We've spent the last 2 years playing in a statewide 10-team one region where we played everybody one time. High school activities has pulled up a couple more teams, moved some teams around, and it's brought us to 2 regions, a west and an east, similar to the EDC and WDA and AAA, where we have 6 teams in both regions. I think it would have been nice had they pulled up a couple more teams to at least get it 7-7, just to eliminate one cross the state travel that we have to go through in the AA. But the teams that they brought up are going to be exciting for us. It's nice to have Kindred back in the mix. It's nice to have Hillsboro back in the mix. Those are 2 very good teams, great rivals for us. Should be great nights in the stands for our fans. We play them in basketball. We wrestle against them. We see them all year in all of our sports. It's nice to be able to see them in the fall as well.
As someone who's been on some of those long road trips, you've got to be excited to have some closer road games this year. Let's look at the home schedule. What's that look like?
I think we've got a nice mix of games coming into our home field. We start the year off with Stanley at home, second game of the year on Farmers Union Insurance Field. It is our homecoming game, which I know is early, but with the way that the schedule lays out, along with laying it up against volleyball and cross country and some of the other events that we have here, it's really the only weekend that worked for us to have homecoming along with all of its festivities. We follow that up with a game with Turtle Mountain. They're a very good team. They really are. They're much improved from last year, and that's saying something since they were in the playoffs last year. They're going to come here looking for revenge on us because we knocked them out of the playoffs here last year. So I look for them to come in here highly motivated, ready to play us. We take a couple weeks off as far as home games, and then we're back at home with Kindred, which is always a huge rivalry game. And then we finish the season with 2 home games with Valley City and Wahpeton, which will be huge games for us. Sure. That we have to take care of if we want to try and make a playoff push.
All right, so let's flip it a little bit. What's that road schedule look like?
There's going to be some tough games. We start right away down in Lisbon. They really didn't graduate much last year. They were a very good team last year. It's going to be a tough contest for us down there. They always play really good at home. They've always got a great fan following down there. So it's going to be a great atmosphere for our kids, but it's going to be a tough game. Then we make the long trip. We have one this year out to Watford City. Watford should be a much improved team as well. And that trip is long, no matter who you are. It's just a long trip. It wears a lot on your body. Guys are going to have to definitely be focused and ready to go. We follow that trip up the very next week. We go up to Devil's Lake, a little bit closer, but still a little bit further away. And Devil's Lake's a good team. I mean, they were a playoff team last year. They're looking to be in the playoffs again this year. That's also the first game for the East region for us. Okay. So it's important to get started on the right foot. And then we have Hillsborough, who I think is the favorite in AA, especially in the East, at their place. And that's going to be a tough game.
All right, wrapping it up here. Where do you see this team at the end of the year?
You know, Coach Butler and I have talked about this a lot this offseason. You know, we believe that our goals are the same, no matter what we bring back, what we graduated, anything like that. I have a lot of trust in our staff. I think it's a hardworking, very knowledgeable staff that's going to get our kids where they need to be. And I think the goal is the same. You know, we're going to be in the playoffs. We're going to be pushing for that title game. A lot of things have to happen along the way, but that's for any team. You know, we need to have depth. We need to stay healthy. And we need to improve every time we step on the field. Not just on Friday nights, but every night we step on the field, we have to see improvement in our guys. And I think we will. Yeah. And if that happens, at the end of the year, we'll be right there in the playoffs again.
I mean, no doubt it's going to be an exciting year. So on next week's episode, we'll have Coach Butler on to break down the offseason and give a more in-depth look at the current team and its players. For Travis Lamar, I'm Brent Nelson saying goodnight, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Squirrel's Den Coaching Show. Thanks for watching.